Hello students, welcome you all to the video lecture on signals and system. Today we are going to draw the following signal, that is u of t minus u of t minus 10, and another signal is u of n minus u of n minus 10. So one is CT signal and another one is DT signal, that is continuous time and discrete time. Okay. So we know that u of t is nothing but unit step signal which is given by u of t equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. And this is the structure for the u of t, that is it exists for 0 to infinity and the amplitude is 1. Okay, so you have a constant line at 1 and from minus infinity to 0 there is no value at all, it is 0 at left side. So the given question is u of t minus u of t minus 10. So you have to find out first what is u of t minus 10. So we need to find out what is u of t minus 10. So from the signal we can find out, that is we have to shift the signal u of t and we have to determine what is u of t minus 10. So for that let us consider the functional value, right, which is there. So substitute the functional value t minus 10 equal to 0 and find out t value. So t is equal to 10. So this value we have to add with each and every instance of u of t. So what happened? The signal get shifted, that is 0 plus 10 will become now 10 and infinity plus 10 again it is going to be infinity, there won't be any change. So the now signal has been shifted like this. Okay. So instead of 0 to infinity, now the signals is existing from 10 to infinity. So this is the signal which is u of t minus 10. So once we have determined that, we can find out u of t minus u of t minus u of t minus 10. So when we observe the two signal, right, so we have two ranges, one is 0 to 10 and 10 to infinity. So let us find the range of t from 0 to 10. That is range of t, one is 0 to 10. So what is 0 to 10? We have to find out this u of t minus u of t minus 10, right. So u of t minus u of t minus 10 we have to find out. What is u of t value for 0 to 10? So this is u of t, right. So somewhere here you will get 10. So 0 to 10 also the value is what? It is going to be 1. So let me substitute it as 1. What is u of t minus 10 value for 0 to 10? 0 to 10 the value is what? 0. So you have to substitute 0. So 1 minus 0 is nothing but 1. Okay. So for 0 to 10 this signal the value is what? 1. So similarly I have to find out what is 10 to infinity. The next range I have to find out. For 10 to infinity again I have to find out u of t minus u of t minus 10. So for 10 to infinity also this value is going to be 1, u of t is going to be 1. So substitute that value as it is, minus what is u of t minus 10? U of t minus 10 for 10 to infinity the value is 1. Okay, so 1 minus 1 it is going to be 0. Okay, and then again this is a continuous time signal. Okay, so for here also you have to take the range as 0 to 10, for here also you have to take as 10 to infinity. Okay, why? Because there is no difference between 9.9999 and 10. Okay, so all are same since this is continuous. In both the ranges we have 10, right. Here 0 to 10 we have taken, here 10 to infinity it is there. So let me draw the diagram u of t minus u of t minus 10. So one is 0 to 10, another range is 10 to infinity. Okay, so for 0 to 10 this value is going to be 1. So 0 to 10 this value is going to be 1. For 10 to infinity this value is going to be 0. For 10 to infinity this value is going to be 0. So this is the signal. So this amplitude is 1, this amplitude is 0. Okay. So x axis it is time t and y axis is this amplitude what we have determined. So for 0 to 10 the value is 1, for 10 to infinity the amplitude is 0. Okay. So this is the signal what we have obtained. So similarly let me find out for discrete time signal. So u of n is 1 for n greater than or equal to 0, right. So for 0 to infinity all the values it is going to be 1. But what about your negative value? There is no amplitude at all, it is going to be 0. So similarly, let me find out what is u of n minus 10. Okay. So as usual, let me find out, that is the functional value, let me equate it to 0. So n equal to 10. Okay. So this 10 I have to add with each and every instance of n here, as what we have done in the continuous time signal. Okay. So let me draw the diagram here. So now 0 plus 10, okay, 0 plus 10 it becomes 10, okay, 1 plus 10 it becomes 11, 2 plus 10 it becomes 12, next value is 13 obviously, and 14, 15 and so on. You have the value up to infinity, right, and so on. So infinity plus 10 it is going to be infinity, okay, this is there in your x axis, and the amplitude, there is no change in your amplitude, it is going to be 1. So now 0 plus 10 becomes 10. So this amplitude has been shifted to 10. Okay, so from 10 only you have the amplitude like this. Okay, from 10 only you have the amplitude. And all the amplitude it is going to be 1. Okay, so now this is the signal u of n minus 10. So once you have determined u of n minus 10, let me find out u of n minus u of n minus 10. Okay, so as usual, we have to find out the different range. What is the range of n? The range of n is 1 is 0 to the previous value. You don't have any values here at all, right? So it is here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that up to 9 you have, right? Okay, so up to 9 all the values it is going to be 0. Okay, so one range is here, I cannot take it as up to 10, I can take only up to 9, because the difference exists up to 9 only. Here 0 to 9, the value of u of n minus 10 it is going to be 0. For 10 to infinity only, the value is going to be 1. Okay, that is the thing, difference between your CT and DT. Okay, so since I don't have any value between 9.1, 9.2, 9.3 and all, I don't have any signal at all. Okay, so the range of n it is going to be 0 for 0 to 9, and for 10 to infinity only the value is going to be 1. Okay, so let me take the range of n as 0 to 9 first, that is the first range, and find out what is u of n minus u of n minus 10. Okay, what is u of n for 0 to 9? Here and all anyway 0 to infinity itself the value is going to be 1. So u of n it is 0 to 9 means the value it is going to be 1. For 0 to 9 u of n minus 10 it is going to be 0. Okay, so the value is 1. And then what is the next range of n? The next range of n is 10 to infinity, not 9 to infinity, it is 10 to infinity. Why? Because I don't have any signal between 9 and 10. Okay, so 10 to infinity is your next range. So find out u of n minus u of n minus 10. For 10 to infinity, again here 10 to infinity also the value amplitude is going to be 1. So it is 1 only. But for n minus 10, for 10 to infinity the value is 1 here. Okay, so 1 minus 1 it is going to be 0. So 0, 1, 2 up to 9 you have one range, and 10, 11, 12 up to infinity you have another range of n. Okay, so for 0 to 9 the amplitude is going to be 1. So for 0 to 9 the amplitude is going to be 1. Okay, and for 10 to infinity the amplitude is going to be 0. You don't have any value at all. Okay, so this is u of n minus u of n minus 10. Okay, so if you want to clearly draw u of n minus u of n minus 10, if you want to clearly draw, you can take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10, 11, 12 and so on. Okay, so only the amplitude exists for 0 to 9. Okay, for 10 to infinity, all the values it is going to be 0. Okay, this is what u of n minus 10. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.